There was an accident, all right? Suddenly, Alistair broke down. Mr. Finch, I can't have you taking any blame for this. I'm responsible for my father's death. The S.A., Barnaby, shocked, offered Alistair a drink. Alan told you what happened. Explain how your father's death was an accident. Alistair recounted how he'd stumbled upon his father's notes for his announcement, revealing William's intention to cut Alistair out of the will and leave everything to Minerva. I'd given my whole life to my father and the company, Alistair sobbed. But he was changing his will. He was cutting you out and leaving everything to Minerva. I tried harder than anyone to please him, while every day he put me down. So I confronted him. And he said such awful things. Stop belly aching. Stop belly aching. Stop belly aching. You've whitened your little boy. Pushing me, just pushing me. Why don't you show some Pidluic spirit and do something for a change? I just snapped. I was over in a second, just lost control. I admit I struck him on purpose, but I swear he was alive and on the floor when I left. I know it was wrong, but I was terrified. I just hid the gin-soaked jacket and went back to the party. I never dreamed he'd get up and stumble into a vat of gin. And that's what you assumed happened? Barnaby asked. How else did he get there? Then we all went into the bathroom for the tasting and saw him like that. I was so shocked, you have to believe me. I didn't mean for that to die. But I saw my love. I'm not sure it is not entirely your fault. We know that your father was dragged to the vat that he drowned in. Dragged? By who? I was convinced it was Jasper, Barnaby continued, turning to Minerva Pidluic, who had been listening in horror. But that changed when Alistair told me you confessed to her just an hour ago. What's wrong with that? It's the truth. Yeah, but I mean, I assume that Jasper doesn't know about any of this. No, he's not even home. So only the person who really poisoned Pip would have the spray paint. And that same person got the idea to pin both crimes on you once you confessed to killing your father. Okay, this is insane, Minerva cried. It's ironic. You had no idea your father was thrilled with your suggestion for the new gene when you found him unconscious on the vat room floor, did you? That he was planning to leave everything to you, or that he didn't have long to live. He just saw an opportunity and took it, thinking he was going to cut you out. You found out about Jasper and Pip's deal-making after the murder. You used the eye drops to point to Jasper, so we'd start looking at him for your father's murder too. These accusations are insane, and you can't prove any of it. No, Barnaby said, a grim smile on his face. But Woofington can. Do you mind if he smells your hands? Whoever put the spray paint in his car did it in the last hour. Minerva, realizing she was caught, screamed. Stay away from me, you stupid mutt. Up on your feet, Minerva, Barnaby commanded. You are under arrest for murder and attempted murder. I never tried to kill Pip. She was just supposed to get sick and point the finger at Jasper. Well, I'm sure she'll appreciate that. As will your brother. I was sure it was Jasper who left Dad like that in the vat room. And that made it okay to drown your own father. He tore me down my whole life. I thought he was gonna humiliate me in front of everyone. Make fun of me for trying to break away. Give it up, Minerva. You're done. And Woofington is no mutt. He's my partner. Let's go, pal. Alistair and Minerva Pidluic were taken into custody. Pip Pickles was recovering, though she still believed Jasper had poisoned her. Jasper, meanwhile, had a change of heart, backing out of the Japanese offer, keeping Master Distiller Thisluic, and renaming the new expression Willem's Blend. Well, let's have a taste, Barnaby said, raising a glass of Willem's Blend. This one's got to be to Woofington. He has the best nose of all of us. To Woofington. Everyone cheered, as the dizzying demise at Pidluic's potent potions was finally put to rest. Chapter 4. The Scuttlebutt, Cove Scuffle, and the Case of the Missing Witness. The rustic charm of Scuttlebutt Cove, a small fishing village nestled on the rugged coast of Whimsy Isle, was usually disturbed only by the cries of gulls and the gentle lapping of waves. But today, a more ominous sound had shattered the peace. A gunshot. Detective Barnaby Bumble Finch, looking forward to a quiet day off, found his plans abruptly cancelled by a call from Chief Inspector Reggie Rattle. They just picked up Theron Thug Thistle. Reggie bellowed over the phone. Looks like he killed someone. Woofington, back to work. Barnaby and Woofington arrived at the crime scene, a picturesque bluff overlooking the cove. The victim was identified as Cuthbert Cuddles Crumble, a local barfly and low-level criminal. Nothing here, partner. Barnaby sighed, admiring the view. Beautiful spot. Shame it's become a crime scene. Yeah, we don't get to choose. Reggie Rattle grumbled, stomping over. What can you tell me about this Theron Thistle, or the shooter? Well, first of all, he's the son of Jethro Jabba Thistle. He's been running illegal spirits in and out of Whimsy Isle for the last 20 years. Slippery though, no conviction, and he always gets someone else to take the fall. So, the dad's bad news. Das, yeah. And the son's a bad combination. He's got all his dad's ruthless tendencies, but half the brains. He's been arrested for weapons, offenses, violent crimes, stolen property. Usually his dad gets him off. This time, Theron screwed up. His license plate was logged at the scene of the crime by an anonymous witness. A witness, Barnaby exclaimed. Excellent. The first order of business is to find that anonymous witness. Any connection between Theron and the victim? Malcolm Carter, barfly and low-level criminal, Reggie replied. No apparent connection to Theron or his father. Still, the kid might have been following orders from the father. The real win here would be taking down the dad and son. Penny Pixel, with her usual efficiency, had traced the 911 call to a phone belonging to Wally Wimp, a local boat worker. He hasn't checked in since the shooting, Penny reported. What do you say we see if we can rustle up a witness? Meanwhile, Theron Thistle, a man whose intelligence was clearly overshadowed by his bravado, was being interrogated. This is some kind of setup, right? He sneered. Trying to take down my family. I don't know any Cuthbert Crumble. I sure didn't kill him. We could all make this a lot easier if you would just talk to me. No, maybe you had a reason. I could work with that and go a lot easier for everyone if you get me my lawyer. You sure you don't want to talk to me? You sure you're not deaf? This is over. Theron's accomplice, Erwin Eel Elkins, a nervous young man with a surprisingly clean record, was also being questioned. Barnaby sensed a potential crack in the Thistle family's loyalty. Barnaby and Woofington arrived at the home of Wally Wimp's mother, a kind woman whose worry lines deepened with every passing moment. You don't think Wally's done anything? She asked anxiously. No, but he may have been a witness to a crime, Barnaby reassured her. Did he say something to you? No, but he was on edge. He took our car, said he needed to get away for a little bit. He said he needed some time to think. It's really important to get in touch with him. What kind of crime did he see? A murder. Maybe he's the only one who can help us to convict the people who did it. When he needs to get away, he goes to the trail from Cape Royal, she explained. But he's usually only gone for 2 to 3 days. We'll try looking for him there. Can we borrow something of Wally's that he's worn? It'll help my partner find him more easily. Woofington, after a quick sniff of Wally's well-worn hiking boot, was off, leading Barnaby on a brisk hike through the Cape Royal trails. Meanwhile, Jethro Jabba Thistle, a man whose girth was as intimidating as his reputation, visited his son Theron in lockup. Dad, finally, you got me out of here? Theron whined. Are you stupid? You killed somebody, Jethro boomed. Worse, you left a witness. What witness? Wasn't anybody there? So, are you just gonna leave me here? I am doing what I can. What the hell did you shoot him anyway? You said he was gonna blackmail you. You knew about the shipment you got coming in on the ferry next week. I was just looking out for you, Dad. There's a way to do things. Shooting somebody up in the open, isn't it? But they have a witness. My people say they don't have him in hand yet, and that means they may never have him. I've made a call to just keep your mouth shut. You too, Erwin. You understand. I am going to take care of this. Back on the trail, Barnaby received a call from Reggie Rattle. Joe, how's it going? Have you found the witness? Oh, yes and no. His mom said he was upset and went for a hike to clear his head.